That's it. One of those days, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it is totally one of those days. I woke up. The recycling didn't come last week because of Labor Day, right? So our whole garage, since we don't go anywhere anymore, is filled with boxes from Amazon. I mean, they just keep showing up. And so finally, we were like, oh my gosh, recycling's coming. We filled a whole street up. I live in a neighborhood, a whole street up with boxes. The trash people are obviously upset about this. They only took the stuff that was in the blue recycling cans and left all the boxes and even threw some into the yard for spite, I suppose. You know, how dare we? How dare we? So I had to go to the dump today and get rid of all that. Came back and we got a little flood in the basement. And I was like, but you know what? We have to make a video today. We have to be unstoppable. So you guys know this. Life's a game of tiny windows. So when I have the tiniest of windows, I pull out my go-to list for ones that have been requested during our Tuesday live streams. And this one came from about a month ago. If you guys don't know, at 9 p.m.-ish every Tuesday, we do live for hours and just do live track reaction. I hope you subscribed and you have the bell rung so you can join us. This one, the Winery Dogs, Fooled Around and Fell in Love, Unleashed in Japan, came through, I don't know, 3 weeks or a month ago, and I've been waiting to do this one. So while this is not ice cold, I have not learned it. I'm a huge fan of Richie, Mike Portnoy. I've always been a fan. You know, I'm a Dream Theater fan. Billy, not so much. Never totally got into Billy's sound and Billy's tone, but I have tremendous respect for him as a player and a musician. So let's do this. This is one of the best songs of all time, and this is the power trio of this era. It's the supergroup, arguably. Here we go.
Wait a minute, I gotta remember how it goes.
Yeah.
I started the wrong fucking song. That's what happens when you get old. Your beard gets gray and suddenly you just forget everything.
See this corner coming gray? Listen to Billy's sound. I can't think of any other, well, first of all, bass sound like that, but certainly in a power trio. But what works about it is that in a power trio, you have to move a ridiculous amount of air. You have to make so much sound. So it works. And listen and watch how solid Mike Portnoy is coming in with this groove. Getting the crowd to clap together, yes, on 2 and 4, not 1 and 3, ladies and gentlemen, with his sticks, and then coming in just with authority. Over-exaggerating where the 2 and 4 are. So first, so many things to talk about. One, they love this tune. Anytime you see someone play a cover that they love, they all grin ear to ear like that. Two, I love it's a power trio, and first verse stops playing the guitar. Stops playing the guitar. I love that. And they just sound huge. Now, before we go on any further, again, if you guys are new to this channel, this is how it goes. We start and stop. We try to figure out what makes the song what it is, right? So this progression is interesting, okay? This is non-diatonic. Now, you have F major, to A minor. So you'd be thinking like a 1, 2, or 3, right? But then right away, then you got E flat. So that's your root jumps, right? That's a flat 5, right? That's a tritone jump. So E flat, B flat. So what is this really? If you guys know me, you know that I'm on the hunt for the inside. And so that means breaking things down into their core elements so that you have a little like a train track, like a little path over which to make melodies and solo. We're going to jump into the melody in a second. But when I see something like this, immediately I break it down into the triads, track the third movement, and it gives me this skeleton, if you will. So what I'm getting from this is F major, C major triad. So A minor 7, if you will. So I'm breaking it all down into triads. So F, C major, and then just move it down, a whole step, everything. E flat, B flat. So it's really 2 different keys, but it's just a half step apart. That's how I would tackle this. That's the viewpoint from which I'm going to assume, this connects. It's what I'm hearing. And now the melody. Let's go back and get the melody, and you'll see how it's going to fit over that. Bass sound. God, he sounds so good. So we're in F. So you got 1, 2, 3 in F. 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, right? Root third, root ninth or second, root. So you're right on the chord tones right now, right? So it goes. So that's your 6th to your root there. Standard pentatonic stuff. And that's the note. You might not know what you're hearing, but you know that's the note that makes it ooh. What is that? Take a guess. It's the third, of course. Remember, we're always third hunting. That's why we have third hunter shirts below. I know. Look at that plug. It just fell in there. But that is the third, again, of C major. That's why this works. That's why I set it up like that. Break down progressions into their core functions, the smallest pieces. That's what everything on my website's all about. And then connect it with simple melodies. That's why the best songs in the world do it, because that's how you make earworms. That's how you do it. So resolving back to that C. So you got E and F, going to the D, little tug, little vocal lines. We have a fretted instrument. We can't do what he's doing with his voice. To C. And then it goes down. Yeah, it just goes down. No, it moves on me. Yeah, okay. now, when he goes down to the second part, it's still that same 1, 2, 3 on F, keeping that F key-centered approach, making F home base, right? That's where we're resolving our tension. But then when it goes down to that B flat, you got this little run. So this is your 1, 2, 3. This is your B flat chord, and you're going down to the 5th of your B flat. So you're taking the 3rd from F, which is your A, and you're going down to the 5th of B flat. It's still the 1, 2, 3 on F, right? That's what ties it together. It's the F major key, it's the neighborhood of F major. The story is about F major, right? But it's the little things, picking up on that major third of C major, and that when it runs across, resolving down to that different chord tone in B flat. These are the things that, what is going on upstairs? We keep going. We muscle through. We don't stop.
I didn't care how much they cried, no sir. The tears left me cold as a stone. And then I fooled around and fell in love.
So every time you hear that note, that in love, like the hook, it's the third. It's the third of the change you're going to, right? It's the real triad movement. It's not the C in A minor, it's the E in C major. That's why it works. Listen to it again. That's why it's stuck in your head on the way home.
And then I fooled around and fell in love. I fooled around and fell in love. And I fooled around and fell in love.
That time he chose to go up, right? And he's going right to that A. So now it's the root of the A minor, still a chord tone, but he's choosing to go from one chord tone to the other of the change you're hitting. Simple pentatonic melodies connecting triads. That is the game for earworms. That's it. That's why my whole site is dedicated to it. How do you sound? Like I said, distorted bass in a power trio doing the up the fret tap harmonics like that. You only see Billy do that. Listen to how thick the groove is, though, between he and Portnoy. I mean, huge. You're just swimming in it. The audio sounds good, but dude, his vocals, I mean, that's about as good as you get. I mean, amazing performance here. Hear that little falsetto? And then grab it, and then grab the chest voice when he's up at the top. Portnoy doing harmony. Three-part harmonies, got the in-ears going. These are super pros. Super pros. Portnoy's feel, man. I know I'm starting to stopping this a lot, but it would be so easy to cover this song and rush that drum fill. And you know what he does? He slows it back down. He brings it back down. Watch it. He's like, no, we've been pushing a little bit. Bring it back. Talk about respecting the song and just loving the tune. It's little things like that where it becomes so clear. It's like, okay, we've gotten excited. No. Bring it back. love that change. Love that. So this is one of those examples in a song where if you take the time to say, what is that? And don't learn it note for note. I mean, learn it note for note, but don't just say it's this fret to this fret to this fret. You get it in your ear like, wow, that's some cool stuff. And then you can recognize it in other places. Like this is Mississippi Half Step, Grateful Dead. Same thing. This is a standard walk down that works across genres that you hear all the time. So if you're thinking I just picked it up out of the air magically, no. I heard it 10 years ago for the first time and stopped everything, spent 20 minutes, figured out exactly what the notes were and what the function is, and then I had it for life. That's what you should do. So check it out. You went to G minor. Is it a 2? Meh. You can look at it like that, right? I'm going to, because we were in F, and it resolves, of course, to the C, which then is the 5, which goes to the 1, which is F. So you got G. Drop your root down and let your G major triad ring through, right? So, and what is the goal here? The goal, again, what am I going to say? It's to get to the third of the change. You know this. The third creates chord function more than any other note, right? And that's our goal. Our goal is to get to the third of the 5 chord, which is C, which then becomes, ooh, a little out of tune there. You know what? Let's act like we know what we're doing and tune it real quick. Look at that. No edits ever. Don't you love it? So then we go down, and that third of the 5 chord, shocker, becomes the leading tone, the major 7th of our tonic of F. So we walk down. And now that's C7. Again, the goal of this is to go 2, 5, 1. 2, drop the root, 1 note at a time, becomes the third of C7. So now we're at 5, which then pulls back to 1. And now let's see Richie Rip 1. So coming in on the root of F, bending straight to the root of the A minor where he's going through, right? So 1, 2, 3. And he messes with his pedal. Let's go. Look at Billy. So same basic thing. He's still selling the home base of F. Doing it here. Billy. All right, let's just take it in. You hear that? You got that change. Like, right? What is that? Right? You're hearing that. It's a leading tone for F. Check it. But it's those little notes. It's the little notes where you gotta figure out what they are, because he could do the same right there. But when he drops it down here, yes, that's the leading tone of F. It's also E, which is the 5th of A, the chord you're going to. Playing the changes, keeping a vocal-like approach, meaning towards a key center. Not a chord scale approach, not a chord tone approach so much, but keeping that vocal singular lane, right? The story is still about F, but making the little alterations to make sure the ear goes on the journey following the chord tones, following the triads that are changing. was really bitching. So the audience was still clapping on the 2 and 4. They brought it down, made him stop. He comes in with the vocal line on beat. Mike comes in with the fill, 2 bars, bam, right on it. And look at the smiles all around when it happened.
Out on my own, to where I used to be
Give him a thumbs up.
when I met you, baby. No, ooh, it's got a hold on me now. And I said, I can't stop loving you, baby.
Harmonies are on point.
I fooled around and fell in love. And I met you, girl.
By the way, when you're doing 3-part harmonies like that, what do you think that they're doing? They are breaking the progression down into triads, 3 people, 3 harmonies, the 3 notes that make the function of the changes what they are, and each one takes a part. That's what you do when you're hunting for the inside in a power trio. Killer progression, killer melody, that ties it together. Just nailing the performance, but just straight on it. Playing exactly what the song is. The respect they have for this tune is so incredibly clear. They love to cover this. I want to cover this tune. God, watch Mike Portnoy grab that beat. So what you're hearing right now, I'm not going to go in note for note, but notice what you're not hearing right now from Richie is doing that melodic approach where you're selling those little earworms we talked about before, which he did before. Now, this is riff in F time. Changed his tone. Billy's completely picked up the steam. There's a lot happening. But listen to Portnoy. Keep it together. Keep it firmly in the pocket. And you'd think with all this going on, he'd be doing one of those fills right there. But no, just stone cold, just like all the rest of the fills when he came in. Bringing it back down to earth. Keeping it right here. Watch this. Listen. Bon-da-da, bon-da-da, bon-da-da. It'd be so easy to be busy here and speed up. This is why I love him. It's why I've always loved him. Not for the crazy, complicated 13/8 stuff. It's for this stuff. Did it again. Listen to Portnoy. Listen to him. He's always at every opportunity letting them add the fire and him just adding the meat that keeps it together. Total pro. Total pro. Such a pleasure to watch. Watch him wait for that snag. now you're seeing him return to the melodic approach, letting it sing, and Billy's now picking up the boom, 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 filling up the space. There's always that give and take between one person playing more, one person playing less, but the overall picture moving a tremendous amount of sound because you're a three-piece. So someone's always got to, right? But then now he's got that signature kind of earworm approach, that melodic approach to round it out at the end. So you started with the melody. First solo is kind of a motif on the melody. Second solo is straight riffing. And now you're ending with another earworm kind of motif that sells those little changes. This is a masterful performance. Walk it up. Watching each other. Oh my gosh, the camera keeps turning off. It is just such one of those days. Anyhow, but you know what? We muscled through. We found our tiny window. We turned the camera back on. We found a hot track. You know, we picked it up and got it in our hands. That's always it. There's always an opportunity to not do whatever you know you're supposed to do and what you want to do. And today, we overcame a lot. We got the video done, and it's going up. We restarted the camera. So anyway, final thoughts here. Final thoughts. It just goes to show you that even though I got a lot of flack from the Polyphia Goat video for not focusing on Tim and just focusing on the drums. But let me tell you something. This is an absolute case in point. You are only ever as good as your drummer. If you're live in a room, moving air with people in it, not writing songs, right? If you are live in a room with electricity pumping through the PA, you are only as strong as the heartbeat, right? The push of the kick and the heartbeat, the release of the snare. This is more impressive to me than all the crazy Dream Theater stuff you see Portnoy do. Because what you're really seeing here, is three people who are serving the song. They are 10 out of 10 pros. They are what you want to be if you practice 10 hours a day for 30 years, right? You might not like Billy's tone. There's no shot you don't like Richie's voice, right? But you might not like that style of guitar playing, or you might not be a Portnoy fan because you're always thinking about all the 13/8 craziness he does in Dream Theater and whatever. But these are three people, the best in their field, playing a song that they adore, smiles all around, the passion is there, and serving the tune at every opportunity. Even though as a power trio, they have to move so much air and create so much sound, at every opportunity, you see Portnoy bring it back and serve the song, right? You see Billy busy, but only when Richie's not, right? It's always this back and forth, and you see them moving as a true unit in three pieces. They're breaking down the progression into the essential triads, moving it with their harmonies, right? Moving one to the other, getting all the changes. Then when it comes time for Richie to take a lead, you got the first one, which is straight on the melody, keeping with those earworms, right? Then the second one, you're burning an F, right? Key-centered approach, and you come out with the third one, and you have that similar melodic motif. And then at the end there, when you see Portnoy break down that crowd at the end and just pull it back, I mean, just seriously, watch this again. This is unbelievable. The way that he's subdividing in time, his body language, the crowd is in it, they're all watching it, keeping an eye contact. See, right there, it'd be so easy to go, go, go. But then you saw me kind of do that, right? But that's not what he does. He makes them wait. It's not time yet. I tell you what time it is. See that? See him fake them out? I mean, that's what it's all about. That's literally one of the best live performances you're ever going to see by a power trio. Serving the song, incredible musicianship, perfect delivery with plenty of their own personal take interjected in there, and just working the room, the people. God, don't you miss live music? Don't you miss it? On that note, if you have a performance that you think is as good or better than this, please drop it into the comments. This whole community is all about sharing stuff that makes us motivated and inspired to keep picking this thing up every day and getting better. And on that note, if you want to support this channel, you want an online teacher, or you just want to join a community of people who are getting motivated and inspired to pick this up every day and keep getting better, I hope you'll click the first link in the description and join me over at guitargate.com. I'd love to be your online teacher. It's $10. You get all my lessons, courses, gear discounts, priority reaction requests, everything. And it really is just an incredible group of passionate people trying to get better every day. So I hope to see you over there. And this was awesome. We made it clear.